Hi, friends. So today is the big day. I'm so excited, and I'm sure you are as well. So today we begin our stories, our personal narratives. So you've been doing all this work leading up to this very moment. You have been learning how to use adjectives. You've been learning how to write with quotation marks. You've been learning how to use your illustrations with your books. There's so many things you've been learning about. And now we get to put it all in action. So this is a process that takes many days. This is not something that we will be done with today. Today we only start. So for the next 2 days, we're going to be working on one piece. So let's begin. So we're going to start, and we're going to only read part of a story today. And it's called Scribble and Author by Miri Lesham Pelly. Scribble and Author. A color spot, some pencil lines, and here you are. Scribble. Hi, who are you? Hello, Scribble. I'm the author, and I'm here to help you create your journey. Let's start at the beginning. The beginning of this story. Do you notice down here it says this way? So whenever we start something, we start at the beginning, right? Okay, then it says, enjoy your stay at the beginning. Wow, author, you've created a beautiful beginning. Where do I go next? Well, it's your journey, so it's up to you. What would you like to do? So boys and girls, this is very important. This journey is yours. So you've all already picked out a topic. So you've already started. Now, he created a beautiful beginning, right? Scribble is our character who's going on this journey, and he has created a beginning. His is an illustration. So he's looking around and he has started his story. But now he doesn't know what to do next. So it's up to him. I'd like to make a new friend. So you can see that it's telling him to go this way, right? So, okay, do you see the gate to the middle of the story? I believe it may lead to your wish. We're going to stop there. All right. So, because today we're only working on the beginning. So we don't need to know about the middle right now. So I want to do some reminding that personal narrative writing is, so when you write a personal narrative, you're writing a true story about yourself with a beginning, a middle, and an end. You're including vivid, that means great, bright, beautiful details, so the reader can imagine what your story would look like, right? Envisioning, picturing, that's something that we do in our minds as we read. That's one of our strategies that we're learning. So we have to keep that in mind when we're writing our stories. We want our reader to be able to see in their head our words on the paper. All right, so today's assignment, the beginning. You're doing an introduction. Your beginning is introducing. It's introducing your who, your what, your when, and your where. So, who? The characters. Who are the characters in your story? What are your characters doing? When are they doing it? And where are they doing it, right? So, our characters, our setting, and our events of the story. So, beginning. So right now, you should have this piece of paper with the lines on it. Now, if you turn it over, there's also more lines on the back. So please don't feel like you have to stay in this one small area. So when we do our beginning, we want to use some words that help us know that it's the beginning of the story. So over here are some helpers. One day, it all started when, or once. Now, do you have to use one of these? No. Can you use one of these? Absolutely. If you have your own, come up with your own. But you want to give something that's going to kick off your story to start right away. So I'm going to show you a little bit about my beginning. So, boys and girls, if you remember, my story is about Disney World, my trip to Disney World. So I'm going to start with the one day. However, I'm going to spice it up, right? I'm going to give it some detail and make it a little more interesting. So read along with me. One sunny Saturday afternoon, I raced to the airport with my son, Aiden. It was our spring vacation and we were taking a trip. Now, I'm not done. That's just my first couple sentences. So don't forget to use those adjectives, right? Adjectives are those describing words. You're going to want to use those throughout your entire story because those will help add some details. That will help the reader, right? I said it was a sunny afternoon. It was our spring vacation, right? So I added those so that the reader can know a little bit more detail. All right, so now be sure to add some excitement. So then I added, we were going to Disney World and I could not wait to get on the plane, right? I'm excited about my story, so I want my reader to see that. I used an exclamation point. Now, give it some small detail to hook your reader so that your reader keeps wanting to read your story. So I've added, my busy mind was full of wonder as I thought about all the fast rides we could be going on. All Aiden could talk about was all his friends he would see: Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Daisy, Pluto, and Goofy. Wow. So boys and girls, that's the beginning of my story. That's it, right? So I told who my characters are, right? Myself and Aiden. So where are we going? We're going to Disney World. When are we going? On spring vacation. And what are we doing? We're going to Disney World to ride rides and see lots of characters. So if you look at that, then you see how I added detail and wanted to get my reader hooked so that my reader will want to keep going. All right, so boys and girls, I want you to keep some things in mind as you're writing your story. So your teachers are gonna have to look at your story when you're done at the end, right? So what are you working towards? What should be your goal? So when we're writing, not only do we have to think about what this story is, but we also have to think of the mechanics of it. So what does that mean? So we have to make sure that our story is organized and it has a clear beginning, middle, and end. Meaning, when your teacher is reading your story, they can tell that it is the beginning of the story, the middle of the story, or the end of the story. So, and when you're writing, you want to make sure that your writing makes sense. So, and it has details in it so your reader can see in their mind what you're writing. You want to make sure that your work is nice and neat, right? Don't write too fast. Take your time. Make sure you're using your very best handwriting. And then you also want to make sure that your sentences are complete, right? So when you read a sentence, it makes sense. Your sentence starts with a capital letter and it has the correct end marks or the correct punctuation at the end of the sentence. Are you asking a question? Are you telling something? Or are you really excited about something and you give them, you use your exclamation point, your question mark, or your period? All right, so boys and girls, it's very important that after you write something, you also read it when you're done. So when you read it, you can check to make sure that you have spaces, that your handwriting is neat, that you spelled all your trick words correctly, that your story makes sense. Okay, boys and girls? And if you have any questions, your teacher is there to help you. Don't be afraid to ask. All right, and remember, you already have your topic, so you should already know how to start writing. We've also already jotted down some of our characters and where our story will be. So now it's just a matter of putting it all together. So all of my authors at work, have fun, and I'll check in with you tomorrow. Bye.